What's going on? Welcome back to another Wheel Tech. We do them every week. We invite you to check out some more that we've done before and some more that we'll do later. Stay tuned. What's going on? I'm Scott from Koenig, and today we're going to be talking about... Oh crap, what were we talking about? Oh, right. All right.
I kind of want to use that.
What's going on? I'm Scott from Koenig, and today we're going to be talking about ride comfort. You know, it's incredible to me that we can be talking about wheels and tires and all the things that people want to do, making the wheels stick out of the car, stretching tires, all the things that we tell you probably repeatedly you shouldn't do, and no one really talks about ride comfort. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm getting older, but I seem to think that that's a relevant term. I also think it's something that really is actually very important. So we're gonna be talking about ride comfort. I'm also gonna be telling you some of the things that you should pay attention to if ride comfort is something of importance to you. You might be saying, well, I don't really care about that. I like my car to be stiff and ride, you know, really tight. Well, here's the issue. The issue is that what if you're not that person? What if you're the person that's changing wheels for the first time in their life and they want to keep the car feeling well while they drive? So ride comfort does have a lot of these weird little nuances, and we're going to kind of rap about a few of them. The first one is super obvious. It's tire size based on wheel size. Now, we've talked about this in depth. When you choose a tire for your car, it's not about what tire size the wheel recommends. The wheel doesn't require any tire size at all, as long as it's the correct diameter. These are one of these things that you're going to want to check with the tire manufacturer that you're looking to purchase and see for that size what the recommended rim width is. That will put you in line with the right tire size. Now, there's another big important point here. Just because something is in the right rim width and it is an 18-inch, if you have an 18-inch wheel, it doesn't mean it's the right size for your car. So how do you know? Well, there's a lot of people that can help you. Places that are retailers or different installers, they'll have the guidance to be able to tell you what the correct size tire you should put on your car is. But when you upsize or downsize on a wheel, sometimes that may not be the OE tire size, especially if you go wider. So the way you have to do this is you have to maintain the proper overall rolling diameter for your wheel. You've heard us say this before. Essentially, whatever that overall height measurement is with the tire installed from your OE wheel package, that's exactly the height that you're going to have to replace it with. So if your tire comes out to 26.7 inches tall, you need to replace it with a tire that is close to 26.7 inches tall. Now, you're gonna say, well, what if I find a tire that's 25.7 inches tall? An inch is a ton, it's a lot. You can be a few percent off, you know, maybe a 32nd, a 16th, maybe even a quarter of an inch in the right circumstances, but that's far cry from an inch. Now they always say things like size doesn't matter, but here, size matters very much. And we're not gonna talk about bigger is better. That's a whole thing that you can do all on your own away from this video. What I'm talking about today is the fact that when you go up in diameter, you're going to decrease the amount of tire that you can use because of that overall rolling diameter that we just told you you have to retain. So what happens? The wheel gets bigger, tire gets smaller. It's just that simple. When it does, now you have less cushion that the wheel can ride on. You have less cushion that your car is riding on. These are the things that touch the ground. You see where I'm going with this whole thing? Basically what's happening here is you don't have that cushion of air that you once had, and by doing that, your ride is going to be harsher. Now, does that inherently mean you shouldn't do it? Well, that's completely up to you. And I will say, as long as you're aware of it, that's a decision you have to make. I've made it, everybody out there that's changed their wheels has made it. So wheel width is not one of those things that necessarily would affect the ride comfort, but what would affect the ride comfort is if you put a wider wheel on and you're trying to use a similar size tire than came with your car. Because what ends up happening is going with a wider wheel on a tire that maybe had a narrower wheel on it, naturally that tire is going to stretch out a little bit. And when you do that, a lot of us in the wheel industry will call that shorting a tire. You usually can tell. You can probably cruise up to a lot of different cars and you'll look at it and you'll say, man, that doesn't look right. It doesn't look in proportion. Stretching a tire will inherently make the wheel look anemic. It will make the wheel and tire package look anemic. And it's just not a good feel all the way around. So really think about this before you start putting on a wheel that's way wider and you want to make them stick out and all that good stuff. You're inherently hurting your ride quality. Again, not for me to judge, Just telling you that it's not my...
This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
Let's say you go to buy Honda Civic and they say, hey, we have these optional 18 by 8.5 wheels. And you say, what comes with my car? And they say, oh, 17.7s, but nothing. But you can go up to the 18s, way sportier. Well, true, it's gonna look a little bit better. Also, it may feel a little bit sportier when you put the two on the road, right? So going to that 18-inch, it's gonna reduce the amount of cushion that you have. It's gonna make the ride a little harsher. So when you're sitting there signing your paperwork to buy your new car, and they offer you the difference between, let's say, a 20-inch wheel package or an 18-inch wheel package, that's your time to decide. Do you want a cushy ride, or do you want that really firm riding, feel of the road? So it would be hard for me not to mention suspension settings when we start talking about ride quality. Remember that there are a lot of things that people will do, and I don't think I condone any of them, where you try to make a wheel fit, right? You take a wheel that's wider than it should be for your car, or that would fit on your car straight up. You try to change the camber, adjust some things, short the tire, whatever you may do to try to fit that wheel in. I'm talking about that simple fact of, it doesn't fit on my car, I'm not gonna change anything on the body, but I'm gonna maneuver the suspension settings, camber, toe, whatever, to try to get that wheel inside the wheel well. Well, here's the thing. Remember, when you're doing that, you're playing with a contact patch that touches the ground. You're taking away some of the tire that actually touches the ground, that provides traction and all that stability, and the part that actually provides that cushion to your wheel, and you're kind of negating it. Just be cautious of that. First off, we don't condone that stuff. I'm telling you right off the bat, please don't play with suspension settings just to fit a wheel. Just use the right size wheel, but if you're gonna do it, understand that it will make the car ride like crap, or more crap than it did when it was nice. Because I don't know how to judge the scale of crap, but you feel what I'm saying, right? Like, it's gonna get worse. So this video is not super complicated, but it is something you should think about, especially when selecting your next wheel and tire package, or having to make a decision about if you want to change the appearance of your vehicle through a wheel and tire package. Now, yes, changing to aftermarket wheels, going to something that has a sportier tire on it, a little bit lower profile, maybe a little taller diameter, has a little bit more width to it, it's going to give you better handling properties. Sacrifice a little ride quality for a little bit more handling and some sportiness? Yes, please, sign me up. Sacrifice ride quality because I want to put a wheel that really doesn't fit on my car. I'm not going to put the right size tire on, and I'm going to rattle my teeth out, and no one's ever going to want to ride with me. Nah, I'm out. So just keep in mind, they're all different things that will affect how your car handles and the comfort of you driving your car every day. If you're driving your car every day, you may want to think about these things, especially before you go and spend all your hard-earned money and put something on your car that you think is cool, and it turns out to immediately not be what you want. Don't immediately regret this decision. Anyhow, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions about ride comfort or anything like that, if you want to argue with me in the comments, as I know most of you would like to, go ahead and do it down below. It helps us, so actually when you're crucifying me, you're helping us. Go figure. That's it. We'll catch you on the next one.